Whoa, we're live.
Yo.
Happy New Year.
Bo said, I said boom, boom.
I said boom. Hello.
What's going on, everybody?
What's
Have we had a show this year?
We haven't had a show this year. Happy 2026.
This is our first show of the new year. That's crazy.
I know.
Almost,
Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you.
Is that the song?
Happy New Year to DT4. Happy New Year to you.
Really?
It's almost next year. It's almost 2027. We're getting close.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Pump the brakes, Rock.
I read a fun fact that we are closer to 2050 than we are to 2000 right now.
That is not a fun fact.
I'm not making it to 2050. I'll just let you know right now.
Stop that, Rock. Yes,
I'll be 85 years old.
That's young. Age is just a number.
I don't want to be in some hospital bed with my kids changing my diapers. No way.
I worked on a 104-year-old little lady.
No, what about if we were changing your diapers? Would that be okay?
That might be.
I'm not changing Rock's diaper.
No, your kids should. I mean, you had to change your kids' diapers, so payback. What's up, y'all? Michelle? What's up, Joey?
Hope everybody had a happy Christmas. All the holiday season. I guess the last one was our holiday episode where we had a lot of friends on. So, yeah. Feels like it's been like forever ago and yesterday all at the same time.
Like Christmas seems like it's been a while. Like
I know. Yeah.
So much.
We're already like 2 weeks into January. So
I hate it. I can't take it already.
Yeah. Decon will be here before we know it. Rock's already got like half his stuff done, probably.
Probably.
I'm envious.
No, I don't. But
anything cool happen around the holidays for any of you guys? Any
Santa came?
Yeah, Lex was here all Christmas, so she just went back to school. So
she already back?
Yeah, she's back in Florida. Yep.
Fun.
So yeah.
Well, that had to be nice. Did you get to go to any games together or anything like that?
We didn't. Me and Lexi didn't get to go because the only one night that we could go with my brother's tickets, we had plans already. But me and my oldest daughter went after Lexi left. So
nice.
She was a little mad. But
was Santa good to y'all? Did anybody get anything cool for the holidays?
I got a cricket. And like one of those
for
things
your cats to play with,
like a pet cricket named Jiminy, or no?
It's like a laser cutter printer thing. It's like usually what people make like cliche little shirts and stuff out of, but I'm using it to cut like stencil stuff to do my airbrushing and all that. So I'm excited.
My daughter gave me hers, and it was like Christmas all over again. I'm like, yes, thank you.
Yeah,
you can make your own stickers. It comes in really
helpful.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep. Make your own stickers.
How about you, Ian? Was Santa good to you or just only B?
Hey, I mean, if B is happy, Maya's happy, then I'm happy.
There you go. Good answer.
That is
a good Christmas.
Correctly.
That is
it
was a good Christmas.
How about you, Rock? Anything special from Santa this year?
I got a lot of good gifts this year. Like I got a mattress pad for my bed, like a real nice, like
a waterproof. So
watch
out. Well, that's under that. So
I had a water bed. Did you guys have a water bed when you were a kid?
I didn't, but my brother and my parents did, like a king size water bed.
Wow.
They weren't very practical. They seem cool, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I've never been a waterbed guy.
I didn't have.
You have to get the waves going so you can get out of the bed. And there's usually like a big wooden piece on the side, and it's just I don't know. It's awkward.
I have to show off one amazing gift I got from a friend of mine that you guys know, Raven, Dondo's wife.
Oh, Raven!
You guys, look what she made me.
Oh,
this is
cool.
all knots. It's like thread,
like a carpet material.
No, it's like thread, like embroidery.
Embroidered. Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah, she embroidered this whole entire thing. Isn't it amazing?
Yeah,
I was like, what?
Great job, Raven.
Look, this is the back, so you can see like it's all stitched together. So it's
that
beautiful,
probably took
and
a long time too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like 6 months. No kidding. Yeah.
Wow.
So, anyways, just had to shout out Raven.
That is cool.
Well, all right. It is officially 2026. This is our first show of 2026, as you guys said. It's crazy. We are coming out of the gate strong, though. I'm incredibly excited about our lineup of shows that are coming up for the first quarter of this year. We'll talk more about it later in the show, but we can tell you that we've got the next 3 or 4 shows already locked in. We've got Playful Gorilla and Jay Martin coming on the 28th, which is just a few short days before their big show over at the Space Lab for the 100 versus 1, which is going to be an epic show to start the year. And then we've got Plastic Pizza coming on in February. We've got a special drop and collab with Rocking Toys and White Boy coming up in February. It's going to be a really, really great next few weeks. So if you guys aren't following us already, please do so. DT4_live. Subscribe, smash the like button, comment,
Share it.
on IG, share all of it. Yeah.
Share it all.
I looked
Do a
today.
little dance.
Make
What?
That's fine.
Easy cricket girl. Easy cricket girl.
I looked today. I think our IG has like 661 followers or something.
Nice.
So
Well, let's make it a goal in the end of Q1 to get to 1,000 followers. That does a couple things for us, and we'll do a big giveaway. We'll find something cool to do, but that allows us to go live on that account so that anytime any of us go places, and we all go places throughout the year, we can go live on that account, which would be great.
yep,
Yeah, let's do that.
yep.
Let's get
We're
there.
supposed to hit that by 2026, but
I am also already locking in guests for March, and I have 2 epic guests that I'm confirming dates with right now. So just mark your calendar. Get ready every other Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern.
I'm just throwing numbers out there now.
6.
4, 3, 2, 1. Like,
7. Oh,
7?
Ditto, you have a new background. What you got going on there?
Well, I bought myself, this is my Christmas
Dean.
gift to me. I bought a brand new display case.
I can't have it.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. I showed it off on my show, my first show on Whatnot, and I plan on doing some good photo ops and stuff. But it's coming
Awesome.
together. It's allowing me to display my personal grails. So I'm
Love it. That black and gold Tristan Eaton Dunny back there.
Yeah, baby.
Fire.
I'll be right back. Hold on, guys.
That's a big boy too. That piece, like we saw that at, what was it that we saw it at Decon?
Mhm.
We almost bought it, but then I was like, how are we going to get it home? And then
Yeah,
we didn't buy it.
that's always the dilemma.
But if you guys haven't seen that
No,
one, it's
the
crazy.
actual story was they talked me out of it because I was gonna buy it at the booth. But they were like, you could use your coupon and buy it on the website. And then once the rush of decon was over, I was like, I don't need it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
that's
still want
you gotta.
it.
That's the lesson learned when you're at cons, man. Sell it while they're there because they ain't coming back.
Yep.
You'll
And
never-
lesson learned to the buyers.
Yep.
Buy it when you say you're going to, otherwise you're not going to buy it.
Yep. That's
Hey, I mean,
facts.
you never know. It's still available.
Yeah, facts for sure. So yeah, I got my Jay Martin got my piece today, so that's done out of the way. I don't have to think about it.
Hey, congrats.
he's got
Are you
the-
going to be able to go to the show?
No, because I leave this Friday for 8 days, so I'm gonna be gone and then coming back. It's just hard with the dogs. I gotta pay to have her watched.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not gonna make that one, unfortunately.
I looked up flights for you to see how much it would be, but
For what?
to go
Yeah,
to the
flights
Philly
are
show.
crazy. I'm gonna
Oh,
be.
yeah.
I gotta go out to Lexi's graduation this year. We just got a lot of stuff going. So I have
Ditto,
to-
are you going to the Philly show?
I'm 50-50.
Okay. Okay.
We will see. Again, things are expensive, dogs, the whole bit. And, they're coming out of the gate strong already this year. They're not letting me have any. They're like, wait, you're back to doing stuff live? No, I'm not having it.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of amazing lineups and amazing guests, we have a banger of one for you today. You guys bring them in because I got to quiet this down. I'm sorry, guys.
All right, B. It's on you, B. Go get it.
All right, guys. So you know him and you love him. He's an incredible artist, and I'm really looking forward to getting to know more about him. I have not gotten to meet this gentleman in person, but E has. I think Ditto has. Rock, have you gotten to meet him yet?
I met him at Decon this year. We were
Cool.
also
So,
super busy, so
I'm the only one.
Hey.
Okay, but without further ado, here is the legend, hot actor.
What's up, guys?
Oh,
Aloha.
Bro. How's it going, man?
It's going good. Going good.
We gotta fix this in 2026. I'm gonna meet you in 26. It's a bucket list item. It's on my goal.
Nice.
I know we had a chaotic decon, but you were never able to make it over to Revise and Fifths and his table.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shameful.
It was a busy place. It was busy, and then it was sold out.
You
So
were
it was empty.
supposed
It was
to make it over.
Well,
Oh, you
look
know
at
what?
You were supposed to. You did make it over, and you were supposed to make it back.
That's
Safe.
right. You know what? I did meet him. Oh my god, I did meet you.
Oh,
You signed the piece. Yeah, and then I won a thing and I didn't get to go back over there. Okay, you know what? I did meet you. Sorry,
Okay,
short-term
fucking
memory
done.
loss.
Bucket list complete.
right.
Fill it
Check.
up.
I got a funny story though, legit, and this will make me feel better. Trust me, because decon was chaotic for all of us guys. Just
It always is.
it always is. But I stayed at the same hotel as this man right here, and
Okay.
I felt like the worst person on the planet because literally, I'm sitting at my casino, and the first day. Now, again, for people who go to decon, for people who are in custom shows, for people who like rock, who have tables. It's a lot building up to that show, and then travel and everything else. I was on no sleep, zero sleep. So first day, zero sleep. Go out for the long day. We have the pre-party over at the Kaleidos Creative, the whole bit. I get back to the hotel. I'm like up in my room, put my stuff away. I got some cookies or donuts or something. Oh, I got donuts from what was the place, Pink Box or whatever.
Pink box.
Box.
And I'm craving. I'm a guy that has to have milk with my cookies or donuts. So I'm like, I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna go get some milk. So I go down, and now I'm like a degenerate. So I'm like, I'm gonna gamble a little bit. So I go to the slot machines, and I was so tired that I swear to God, people that were coming by probably thought I was drunk. Because I'm sitting at the slot machine and I'm doing like this. I'm like leaning forward and I'm catching myself. And then I'm leaning forward and I'm like just pulling things and hitting buttons and eyes are closed. And I look over to the right, and in this like haze daze that I'm thinking, I'm like, that looks like Hot Actor. And then I turn away and I see him kind of do like that. And I look away, and now I'm starting to fall asleep. And I'm like,
well, I think when I saw you, it was like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
You were playing slots. I was playing slots.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe he's in the zone.
Yeah, right. And I'm like, and seriously, I'm like thinking I'm in like some dream-like state, like that's not Hot Actor, you know, but in my mind, I'm falling asleep. And now I'm starting to think people are going to think I'm some kind of like, you know, drunk at this machine. So I cash my ticket out and I go walk and I grab my milk and I come back. And now I see him again going into the elevator bay. And I'm like, is that Hot Actor? I go up to my room. I go to sleep. The next day, I literally see him and I'm like, bro, was that you? And he's like, yeah, I waved to you like 3 times. Like,
Wow.
See, so clearly we're all like half functional brain cells
Yes.
here. Sorry about that. Yikes.
Yeah, that was a.
just know we love you, Hot Actor. It has nothing to do with anything other than just delirium.
Yeah, no, I that's one of the things I do love about decon in Vegas is, you know, I never went to Vegas as an adult until decon. So, you know, a chance to play a couple slot machines, you know.
Hey,
That's right.
it's pretty
Well,
fun.
This
pretty
year,
fun.
my man, if we're staying at the same hotel, we will hook up. We'll have some, you know,
Have
breakfast
milk
or
together. You guys
something.
gonna share milk?
Milk. Yes.
Yeah,
One straws,
little pink box.
straws, one carton. Be great.
Yeah.
For people, you know, look, everybody I think that's in the room today probably knows who you are, but for people who are going to watch this back on demand, tell us a little bit about your journey. Who are you? How did you get into art, and when did it all start for you?
Man, it's a lot of let's rewind to go back. I was always a kid that drew. You know, I did graffiti growing up. I loved comic books. I loved anime. I grew up in Japan. So the first thing I ever drew was like Dragon Ball when I was a kid.
Oh.
But at the same time, like, you know how there's always that kid in high school that like they're the artist, like that's their whole identity. That wasn't my identity. I kept my art from everybody. Only the people closest to me knew. And it wasn't like a shy thing. It's just I had so many interests, you know. I was multifaceted, whatever. I like sports, I like skateboarding growing up. But as I got older, you know, I don't know how to say this. You know, when Pops came out, and this is no offense to anybody that collects Pops.
Sure.
People would start buying me Pops randomly, like for birthdays and stuff, friends. And I was like, oh, these are cool. I think they would look better customized. So I just started customizing them. And I don't know, after a while, I kind of felt like, this is the part where I'm saying, I hope I don't offend nobody. Felt they were pretty basic. I was like, man, these are some basic ass toys. And then I discovered designer toys, and I was like, holy shit, what is this? This is just artists freely designing from their art, from their mind, from everything. And that just like blew my world apart. I was like, whatever this is, I want to be involved in it. I started off as a collector, you know, and as I was collecting, the more I collected, the more I was just like, you know, I'm going to try some customs again on some of these designer toys. I'll buy some blanks, do some other stuff. So I kind of started the journey, I guess, doing more customs. I used to do a lot of gallery custom shows. And yeah, I don't know. It just kind of snowballed into resin. The scene changed.
You said you were a collector first. So who were maybe a few of your artists or designer toy collections that you kind of started following to kind of get you going?
I think Buff Monster was a huge draw to me. I don't know, you know, Buff Monster. I have a lot of his wood paintings around my house. I really liked Murakami's, like, especially when he came out with the Daub. I had to get my hands on them. There's a lot of Jason Freeney, John Paul Kaiser for his custom detailed, you know, work. There's just so many, you know.
You have good taste.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
You know,
I'm
your
like,
journey.
around the room, I'm like, yeah, it's all here. But
really, we started off with Funko as well. You know,
Yeah.
we started off on
kind of like the gateway drug.
Funko. Exactly, and then we kind of went from there to we discovered designer toys, and it just kind of shot. Actually, you were one of the first artists that I was shown with the Grouper Dog and Husky, you know, Aquadad.
Yep.
They were, you know, big early fans of you. I remember that.
That's dope.
Definitely a gateway drug. I still have a couple hundred Funkos, you know, all hidden.
I still have some too. I still have some custom. I have some like Dragon Ball Z customs I did early on. They're dog shit.
I have like
Well,
5,000 of them somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
All
Crazy.
all boxed up in crates. Never look at them again.
Yeah.
All of us actually started kind of in different variations and stages of Funko, and same thing, kind of got, you know, transitioned over to designer toys and never looked back, and we're, I think, all, you know, better people for it, really, in many ways.
Right. You know, most of us that equivalent the collecting to Funko. If I asked all of you guys, 90% of us you guys probably collected other toys before that, though, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
As
Throughout my childhood.
yeah, probably. Yeah.
I actually started. I was collecting Super Plastic before Funko. Like
Yeah.
before I even touched Funko with Super Plastic. Then I found Funko, and then same thing with that you were saying. It's kind of basic, and you start seeing these kick-ass, like bright color craziness stuff on
Right.
Super Plastic. You know.
Yeah, and then you find this stuff, and then you're like, "What? Who needs a Funko when you got that bad?"
Yeah, I mean, pieces that when people walk in your house, they're kind of like, you guys were talking about the Dunny earlier, you know, pieces that people go, whoa, what the hell is that thing on your coffee table or on your shelf? Yeah,
They really are. It looks more like you're kind of curating a museum or an art gallery, as opposed to, you know, just a bunch of like bobbleheads on your wall or whatever. Again, I'm not, you know, none of us are dissing Funko. We all have you know, ties. And
I just got to the point where it seemed like people were just collecting the box. Like the box had to be in perfect condition, and it wasn't about the toy. It wasn't about the toy at all. It was about the box.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, I was into toys my whole life. You know, I was actually the kid in high school, even though I was playing football. I had a box of all my old school toys that I would hide in the attic when friends would come over. Everything would go in the box, and because I didn't want no girl to know that I had Star Wars, and that never ended. I remember dating girls in college, and they're like, "What? What are all these Star Wars toys? What are all these GI Joes?" And I was like, "It's just if you're born in the '80s." It's kind of like that's what babysit you. You know what I mean? That's what raised you.
Yeah, man. You know how many times were all of us running home from, you know, after school to go watch our favorite cartoon, Scooby Doo, or, you know, Transformers or GI Joe or whatever.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Well, and I didn't have those, but as a girl, I definitely had Barbies. I had Polly Pocket,
Pockets.
all the Lisa Frank stuff. Yeah. So I still collected stuff.
I was I didn't have much at the house, but I had one of my best friends back then, Kyle, who had all the cool Mighty Morphin Power Ranger toys. His parents bought him all of it, so I would go play at his house every day that I could.
Yeah.
And then I kind of lost that collector thing, you know. And then once I got like an office job, I wanted a few for my office, and then a few turned into a few hundred.
Yeah.
And then,
So
Yeah.
funny story. This last weekend, my oldest daughter, she's 38. She's 38 years old. She's older. So she collected Barbies religiously.
38. That's not old.
Like,
Hater.
it makes me old. It makes me old. So she collected Barbies religiously. She had all in the box. She kept perfect care of all her stuff, right? So my grandkids now, my littlest one, my granddaughter, she wanted, like, they're in her mom's garage. They pull them out, and the legs and stuff were like sticking to each other. The vinyl was just, like, disgusting. It was terrible. So
Yeah,
don't store your vinyl toys in the garage.
Yeah.
And I think somewhere I probably have like a garbage bag from when I moved out of my parents' house, and with all my old stuff in there. I went through one of them one day and I found some gems, and I had a little local toy shop, and I think I just kind of parted ways with them, which, because I beat them up. I wasn't the guy that, like, kept them pristine and in the, in box and stuff. No,
Did you have the Evil Knievel where you set up like huge jumps and we'd jump over all the toys and like light them on fire and stuff? So when they hit the ramp, all the stuff.
I was a Star Wars guy.
I had the wrestling figures, and they would fight.
Oh yeah. Yep. I had all the WWE figures back when it was WWF. Yeah.
And we're all, I mean, we're all nerds at heart, but it's a beautiful, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Yep.
And I'm like you, Hot Actor. I played sports, and I was the same way. I was like really into drawing and sketching, and like cross country trips with my parents. I'd be like, free drawing like Don Martin cartoons and stuff from Mad Magazine, and doing all that kind of stuff. And then took art like in high school, and then I kind of found other passions, and then didn't get back to it for like the longest time. One thing though that I did kind of stick with and collected, and I thought was cool just because they were cool display pieces and in their own right, and you can see some of them up on my shelves, is Lego. I was a big Lego guy.
Yeah. Dope.
So how did you go from being a collector, transitioning and finding, all of these great, designer toys, to then kind of creating your own resin pieces? How did that unfold?
Well, the resin, because I did start off as a customizer, and I'll give you a short background how that happened. I bought a customized piece from a friend. She was doing a show at Martian Toys Mothership Gallery. Her artist name is a doozy. Anyways, she made a show, or a piece for a show, and I purchased it. And when it got sent to me, it was broke. So I messaged Martian and I said, "Hey, just want to let you know, the piece arrived broke. I'm not looking for a refund. I think I can fix it myself. This, and this." But the reason it was broke was because somebody taped, something wrong. They taped the ears thinking it was going to be stable, but that's what caused them to collapse. And Trashberry, sorry.
The funny thing is, I knew exactly who you were talking.
We all knew who you meant.
Brian, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But Trashberry messaged me, and he was like, "Hey, yeah, you should be able to fix it." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not looking for anything." He was like, "Well, we'll send you a coupon for future purchases." I was like, "Honestly, I don't even need that. I just wanted to give you a heads up that there's a better way to package this, And I guess he went to see who I was, so he looked through my Instagram and he saw some of my paintings, because I used to do paintings, acrylic. And he messaged me back. He said, "Hey man, I saw your artwork. Your line work for painting is very clean. It's very, very good. Would you be interested in doing a toy?" And I had done a couple of toy customs just for myself.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, I'll give it a try. And the first show I did was a tech show. Actually, it wasn't a tech show, but I did two of Quix's pieces. It was a mascot show. So I did like the Cheetos guy as a Quix figure, and the Target dog. And then Aaron from Martian messaged me, and he said, "Man, I would like to use these to try to get a license from Target and Cheetos." And I said, well, good luck with that. You're more than welcome to. It didn't happen. But then, they kept on inviting me to show. Actually, they didn't invite me to the next show. There was like a couple shows that passed. I didn't get no invites, even though my 2 pieces sold. So I reached out to them. I said, hey, I just want to let you know I had a really great time doing that first custom show. If there's any other shows, let me know. I'll be down. And I guess some people dropped out of their food show. So Brian messaged me back and he said, hey, man, jump in this food show. You got 2 weeks. And I said, that's enough time. I'll do it. And I created the Raw Man for that show. He was like 14 inches tall. The first one, he was huge. I used a Ravager bust. If you know the Ravager bust, he's got like the cool hoodie holding the spray can. And I made legs for him, made shoes, did the ramen bowl, did the food inside. And that kind of took off. People were DMing me and they were like, man, I like this. Are you going to make any more? So I slowly found a way to do it, which led me to resin. Resin gives, I feel like the artists, especially me, like I'm a character artist, gives you a lot of freedom to create the characters that are all in your head. You don't have to wait for a company to, produce you. You don't have to call a manufacturing company in China. Just get a couple pressure pots and some resin and some silicone, and you make it yourself. So everything resin wise, pretty much self-taught. I learned on the fly, did a little YouTube university. My good buddy Elusive, he shared with me a couple things that he learned because he was just starting resin at the time. And then, it was just all about learning on the fly. So I still feel like I'm learning every day, new things.
That's really cool. And where did the inspiration for Raw Man come? I mean, obviously for the food show, but what made that character pop to your mind?
It's exactly what you said. It was the food show. I always like to do a play on names. So ramen, Raw Man. I think the influence of growing up in Okinawa, in Japan, that was a heavy influence. Because at the time when I did ramen was actually from a drawing in my art book. And I had done like 6 or 7 kind of Japanese influenced, drawings. 6, 7. Yeah.
I mean, you did it. I mean, you went there.
Every little kid that comes to my work is doing that. Like,
Rock is worse than all of them. Too.
Yeah.
When you have a grandson, that's all he runs around the house. 6, 7, 6. It just
right.
in your head.
Yeah.
So it was a drawing first, and then it manifested into this character.
Yep, manufactured into a custom piece, and then from a custom piece, it went into more customs. I just tried to do the customs differently every time, kind of a different style every time, a little bit. Didn't want it to look like the original one because whoever bought the original one, it was like $1,800 at the show. I wanted them to have a special one-of-one piece. I didn't want any other piece afterwards to look the same. Yeah. So all the future ones were custom until finally, at one point, I was already doing along this kind of path. I was doing design work for Martian. Martian was hitting me up. There was one year, I think it was either during COVID or after COVID, where my hair started turning gray because every time I turned around, Martian was handing me designs to put my art on, and there was no promise that any of them would be made as toys. But I must have done in a year like 24 of them.
Wow.
And this is before they decided to make ramen, which I'm really glad they decided to make. But it was all other people's toys. They would just hand me the blank paperwork and say, hey, we want to see your colorway. We don't know if it's going to get made. Submit. And that happened for a long time until eventually Martian wanted to do these tech figures. And the tech figures, it was going to have the normal Tech 63 body, but the head would be a different artist. And I got lucky because in that bunch, they were like, you know what? We think Ramen can stand on his own. We don't think it needs to be part of the tech family. So they offered me my own toy to be produced.
That's
cool.
awesome.
Well, you put in the work too to be able to get your own. So
it was a lot. It was a lot. I was doing turnarounds for design work. I mean, like, it felt like almost every other day,
That's crazy.
Just like deadline after deadline after, and none of it's paid. You're kind of like trying for your spot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it gets made, you'll get either APs or you'll get paid. But if it doesn't get made, then all that work you did, it's done. It's gone. It's off in the ether.
So a lot of people in the chat, they've got your ramen figures. They've come to the con circuit, for designer toys, 5 Point, Collecticon, Decon. And they get to see you at these shows. How did that start? When did you go to your very first, and which con was it?
Oh man, Aaron. So the same time period when Martian was giving me all this design work, they would have their own booth and they would have a lot of tables for their booth. And I think at some point they realized like, oh, maybe for this con we can sell a table or two to an artist. We don't need all this space. Mm-hmm. So like I was one of the artists that they would ask, and I was always scared. I was like, no, I'm not ready for decon. I'm just a customizer. I can't make 100 customs and make the money to fly from Hawaii, to pay for a hotel, to do all the things you guys were talking about earlier, how expensive it is to travel for this. And I said no the first like 2 or 3 years. And then Aaron kind of hit me from Martian. He goes, well, I want to give you a solo show. Can you do a solo show at decon? And I said, all right, yeah, I'll do the solo show. And I remember I want to say like 65 customs, not resins, like custom, sculpted on pieces, painted. There was a shit ton. Pardon my French.
No, that is a shit ton. Holy snap.
It was a lot. And it was in 1 month that I had to do them, do them all. So to put this in context, my stress level was so high for the first decon I ever went to. Me and my wife now, my girlfriend at the time, we were forehead to forehead, 4 o'clock in the morning before getting on our flight, screaming in each other's faces. She was helping me along the way because it was so much work. And that stress just blew up right before the flight. So we got on the plane. We had all the customs not shipped out early. They were in like 4 giant luggages, bubble wrapped and whatnot.
Praying it doesn't break on the way there.
Exactly. The whole thing. We got on the plane. We landed. We decided to buy Disneyland tickets, and we had one of the best days of our life. We kicked it, made it up.
You earned it.
Melted that stress away. That's good though. I saw E&D. They're like, we can relate.
Yep.
And how did that show go for you? The solo show?
It went really good. I would say out of like 65 pieces, I probably had like maybe 5 pieces left.
That's awesome.
And I got to trade with a hero of mine, Woz. Woz is a really prominent graffiti artist and toy designer. And I came by Woz's booth at one point, and I was kind of shocked that he knew who I was. I was going to buy a piece, and he goes, I'll trade you. So he walked over to the booth, and he grabbed a MF Doom figure that I had, customized. And I grabbed one of his jankies. I still have it on my shelf over here.
That is so
that was the first con.
So now I know, like, the last couple years anyways, you go to a 5 Points or decon, and usually like you and Turtle and others potentially have shared space. How did you get kind of into that, teaming up? I met Fifth. It started with Fifth as far as the teamwork. I met Fifth during COVID in a chat room with multiple boxes. I don't remember what it was for. I think it was maybe the Bunny Rilla show. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did the lives. Anyways, I'd already been a fan of Fifth's resins. Like, I thought his characters were just super cool. I loved his work. It was so hard to get at that time, still is. But at that time, it was really, really, really freaking tough to get. So we were always scrambling, trying whenever he would do a drop. And I forgot. I think we just talked one day, and I said, hey, how do you feel about coming to Hawaii? We can set you up with a show at From the Heart Hawaii, which is my buddy's shop here.
Yeah, no.
Has anyone ever said, nah, I really don't want to go to Hawaii?
Never.
I was about to say that, yeah.
I'm sure we were
From the Heart from Sasaki. I think he did a few streams from the Heart.
It's really easy to pitch artist shows when you're like, well, we'll pay for you to come to Hawaii.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think me and Fifth were already buddies. I think we were already communicating. I think we were already doing art things together and talking about, like, just rapping about life and stuff. But I think when he came down here, we definitely got to meet in person. And I'm probably screwing up the timeline. We probably hung out at Decon before this. Probably did. But anyway, the Fifth, it started off, being best friends. I found my best friend in the art world. Oh, and then with Elusive always jumps in our booth with us, and he's one of the homies. Elusive was next to me at a kind of like a artist sale at From the Heart Hawaii. I didn't know him. And back then I had a hard time speaking to people. So people would come up and see the customs and they would be like, wow, these are really cool. How did you do this? And I would just look at them and go, I painted it. Yeah. So Elusive, he leaned over and he started selling my artwork for me. He started just talking to people. And then when the show was done, you know, me and him were talking. He was like, I'm going to do what you're doing. Because he was selling stickers at the time. He wasn't doing toys. He goes, I'm going to try to make my own toys. And he actually started doing the resin first. He bought a pressure pot. He watched YouTube. And he just started teaching himself. That's so then I saw him again in another show like a year later. And he had toys. And I was like, oh, this is cool.
You know, one of the things that I think we can all, to varying degrees, speak on and are so appreciative of is, you know, kind of the fact that the artist community is there's no real, I mean, you know, there's always some, but for the most part, there's no gatekeepers. Like everybody's very willing to share their knowledge and, you know, their tricks of the trade and, you know, be open to the next person that's like kind of trying to come up and do it. And I mean, every one of us is on a different, you know, part of our journey here, but we've all had those moments and it's really, really cool.
It's definitely gotten better. I remember when I first started, you know, it was tough. If you messaged an artist, you would get shot down a lot. They wouldn't want to tell you what clear coat they use. They wouldn't want to.
I heard that too. Back in the
but
day.
nowadays, I think people realize that, you know, the information's out there.
Yeah.
They're going to find it from someone else and they're just going to be salty at you. So why not make a friend? You know what I mean? Unless they message you daily and then you're like, yo, you got to go do some research.
Sure.
Which happens. I tell people all the time, I'm like, I'll help you out. But if you go overboard, I'm going to be like, hey, you know, I can't do your whole thing for you.
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta put some work in.
So I asked this to a lot of the artists that come on here, just because I'm curious to different way people collect. Do you keep any of your stuff? Like if you do a LE 5 drop or 8 drop, do you keep one for yourself?
I don't, not on purpose. I do have a lot of miscast pieces that I need to throw away, and I know that sounds heartbreaking, but I don't like to give out miscasts. I don't like to sell miscasts, but there's a lot of pieces in my room. I'm looking around right now and I'm seeing like what I've kept, and it's not, none of it was kept on purpose. The only pieces I beg for is when Fifth does a collab with me, I will like, bro, make a test cast or an extra, you know, hot acid pass. I will pay you. I need that piece. Yeah.
Make
or anybody that I collab with. If anybody, you know, Lee Aller, Revise, I'm gonna want one.
Yeah.
You are very collaborative. You do a ton of collabs. In fact, I think just at Decon this year alone, you had, you know, a small handful of collabs with TJP and Revise, and you know, I think Big C and you know a few others that you had. You know, I think I love. That's another thing I love is the collaborative process. It just feels like, and again, I don't know if this was always the case, but it feels like, you know, in the past handful of years, people love collabing and it kind of adding to that creative process. So, you know, what are maybe a few of your favorite collabs you've done over the years, or, you know, maybe if you want to tease something that's coming up potentially?
You know, I actually don't have anything new coming up. I got some designs, but nothing that's like solidified. Okay. Past collabs, I really like the first Rawmans that Fifth ever did. You know, and it's of course special to me because they were the first collab.
Sure.
Rawmans. I think he did the first resin Rawman ever. I want to say I sculpted it and I sent him the body, and then he cast it.
Love that one.
That's cool.
So that's always going to be special to me. One thing about the guys I collab with, you know, I think there's only been one artist that I've ever reached out to that I didn't know and asked for a collab. But everybody else that I collab with, they kind of are, they're friends. They're buddies first in the industry. Like I meet them, shoot the shit with them at cons, and I go, you know what, I really like this guy. I trust this guy or this girl. Then we talk later on. I'm like, hey, you want to do something? Or they ask me and I'm like, yes, let's do it.
That's awesome.
But I've always been like that. Like I don't seek out collabs for fame, for whatever, for the hype. I like to collab with people I like.
Yeah. I'm sure that makes the process a hell of a lot more smooth and easy
It
too.
does. It
Yeah.
does. And I've learned my lesson in the past. That's why I do that now. Yeah.
And you got to trust the people you're, doing something together with. I mean, that's your art and it's your piece going out there. So you definitely
Exactly.
gotta trust the people.
Exactly. Yeah, I made a mistake early on when I started doing resins and collabs, and I won't mention the artist, but it just was not good. And I made a new rule. I said, you know what? I'm only going to work with people I trust from now on.
Yeah,
Good rule.
smart. That's smart.
We always like to kind of get to know the person behind the artist a little bit, and we've done that a little bit already. But let's learn a little bit about your creative process. When you're making your pieces, whether it be kind of drawing them out and sketching them up, or you're actually getting into casting them. Are you listening to music? Are you watching streaming shows on the background? If you have a playlist, what's that hot actor playlist like?
That is a great question. I'll try to be honest as possible. So I'll draw something, and it'll be in a sketchbook or my iPad. It'll probably sit there for about 5 to 6 months, maybe a year, sometimes less. Until I think I'm like, you know what, I really gotta introduce a new character, and it's time.
Yeah.
When I cast, I am a huge procrastinator because you figure for the last 5 or 6 years of doing the art scene, there was a lot of show after show after show after show, just deadlines stacked up upon deadlines and whatnot. I've pulled back lately. Now I'm trying to just do 3 shows a year, like, maybe Collecticon, Decon, and something else in between.
Yeah.
It's either Philippines Toy Con or it's going to be something else this summer. But no, I've been trying to prioritize because I think my first 5 years of doing this, I was a madman and I was just trying to, just make what I can make and get things done. And it was detrimental to my health. It was detrimental to my relationship.
Yeah.
So nowadays I try to just give myself 2 months before a huge convention. If I can start 2 months before, then I'm not going to have to stress and have a 4 o'clock in the morning fight, with my wife. I can get everything done in a timely manner. I have time to vent the resin, make sure it's good, make sure it's not good, throw it out. I'm kind of weird. I will play the television and I will put things on that have like more than 4 of sequels. So like Harry Potter,
Okay.
I will play Harry Potter and start it with movie 1. By movie 8, I hope I have a huge chunk of work done. Once Harry Potter 8's done, if not, 80% of my work's done, then I'm putting on Fast and the Furious because there's 12 films, 24 films, whatever. And I just work with the TV on in the background. That's it.
That's awesome.
I cast in my bedroom for the room that we're in right now. I purposely have this framed right here so you can't see the mess of pressure pots and bottles.
We all have that. Yeah. We
Yep.
get that.
Yeah, you don't want
You should see over there.
this wide lens. You don't want
I'm in the process right now of cleaning out the garage. I've been spending the last 2 months just clearing out the garage, trying to make a space there. But it's a lot of I'll cast as much as I can, and then I'll have 3 or 4 days of just pure sanding, using the belt sander outside, hand sanding inside, all that technical stuff, trying to clean out molds to get them ready for round 2 of casting. And I mean, one thing, like, I am a one-man show. My girlfriend, well, my wife, she doesn't help me anymore.
But your girlfriend does, or
girlfriend because it's girlfriend because it's
sorry, I had to.
But no, like I actually stopped her from helping me just because it's not her job to help me on this stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll go to a convention with about 3 suitcases, and I think the average amount of resins that I bring cast to each convention is anywhere between 120 to 165 resins.
Dang.
And that's all done within 2 months to a month, along with my day job, which is 12 hours a day. I'm a submarine pilot, so that takes up a lot of time. So I'm up late.
Wait a minute. What?
You're a workaholic, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, and I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to pull back because I'm going to be 50 in a couple of years.
It's just
I don't want to hear that part. I don't want to hear about the 50 because I got you beat by a lot. But let's talk. Is it like nuclear subs or like?
No, it's, I drive a tourism sub. It's the largest tourist sub in the world. It is 110 feet long. It sits 64 passengers comfortably. Yeah. So
we definitely buried the lead. The fact that you're a submarine driver is like.
So that's going in the trivia book for sure. Yeah. Who's the only artist that drives a submarine?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I have a 150-ton Coast Guard license near Coastal. I've been doing it for 17 years. Before that,
when we joked beforehand and said we'd say you're underwater. You might very well be.
Wow.
No. Okay, all right.
Bull said so. He lives in a pressure pot.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were able to see the comments, but somebody earlier had asked when your next show in Hawaii is going to be.
I don't know. I think we're going to try to get Fifth up here again. I don't know the dates because he's a busy guy. He's very much into band. Yeah. But I do know that we want to get back here one more time. So
nice. What about we got a resident foodie in the chat. He always wants to know, are you yourself a bit foodie? Do you like to cook? If so, what's your favorite dish? And if not, what's your go-to
submarine sandwich?
Yeah.
I do love food. You don't build a body like this without loving food. My guilty pleasure is pizza. No matter how clean the diet is during the week, I have pizza at least once a week. Like once a week, it's like gotta happen. Keeps me sane.
Yeah.
I'm one of those modern dudes where I'm like, I gotta buy grass-fed beef, and I have a juicer, and I eat pretty clean for the most part. I don't restrict calories. I just eat all day long, but I eat very little processed foods. Very, except for our cons, game on, whatever.
That's hard to avoid. Do you have a sweet tooth at all?
I don't have a sweet tooth. I never had a sweet tooth growing up. I don't like sweets. I do like Reese's peanut butter cups with milk.
Yeah,
that's probably my only sweet tooth.
You guys can have milk together.
We'll be sharing that milk after all.
Yeah, I'm just like you, bro. I can't do cookies without milk. I can't do any brownie, nothing.
You have to be a psychopath if you get cookies without milk.
I cook a lot. I cook a lot. I'm the only person in the house right now that cooks. So my newest thing is I'm into crock pot recipes because it's easier on my time schedule. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of pot roast this week, a lot of stuff like that.
Well, Jean Marie threw the stereotype in the chat of spam. I mean, I know Hawaii is a big spam.
I try not to eat spam. I'm actually I'm weird. I try not to eat pork, not for religious reasons. I just believe that pigs have a lot of parasites and they live in their own shit.
And they're cute.
You're not wrong.
Well, they are cute. They are super cute.
Well, and they're intelligent as
and don't get me wrong, I love bacon. It's hard to resist bacon when other people in the house have it. But I've really, because I chain smoked since I was probably about 19 years old, all the way till about I want to say 42. Because of that, that's why I'm taking care of my diet nowadays.
Well, good for you for stopping. That's hard to.
Yeah, well, I'm still vaping.
Which is not good. When you got to get rid of that too.
I got to get rid of that next. But I was a 3-pack a day smoker.
Damn.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Where did the name come from? Where did Hot Actor come from?
Oh man, when I was 19, my first job, my first career, I was a professional actor. So yeah. I auditioned for a theater company that traveled nationwide. Everyone told me in college, they said, hey, they come here every year to Hawaii. They don't ever cast anyone. Don't go. And I told my drama teacher, I said, I'll just go check it out, get some experience auditioning. He was like, you should. I went. I had kind of a crazy audition that they never seen. I brought my own costumes and I did costume changes within 10 seconds, ripping buttons off in front of the cast of people that were auditioning us, and people in the room were laughing. I thought it was going bad. I was like, man, these guys think I'm a joke. And the artistic director of the company stood up afterwards. He goes, hey, you wrote on your audition form willing to be an intern. If I offered you a full paid salary job, you're with us for 3 years, whatever, would you do it? And I said, yeah. He goes, all right, we'll fill out the paperwork right now. So I ended up working for them for 7 years, and it was a great gig, man. We would rehearse our shows once the shows were playing and open. We would do 2 shows a day, get paid for a full days of work. It only took us like 2 hours to perform. So we had time to go do commercial work, go do whatever else we wanted, you know. And I did that for like 7 years until a new artistic director came in. And when he came in, he said, you know what? None of this. You guys are not getting paid for not working. You're going to do double the work. I'm going to fire half the cast, you know, the crew, company members. And the other half that I'm keeping, you guys are going to do all the shows that they used to do in your downtime. So I was one of the guys they kept. I stuck around for about 2 more years, and I went, you know what? This is not the same. So I dipped out and I left to New York. And then I lived in New York for a while doing theater. Lived in Seattle doing theater. I worked for the SCT in Seattle. Came back home to Hawaii. I had a regular kind of like I only said like 1 or 2 lines an episode, but I was a paramedic on Hawaii 5-0.
Oh,
Get out of here.
Like I got the role, and then anytime they had a paramedic that spoke, I still had to audition again every single time. You know, I'd go and see the casting director, Rachel Sutton, and she'd be like, "Hey, sorry, Reb, you got to audition again." And
Did you ever have a scene with Scott Kahn?
I did. So my first episode of Hawaii 5-0, we filmed in Manoa, which is kind of like a nice area, and it was nighttime. And I was under the actor's tent with Scott Kahn and Alex O'Loughlin, and it started to rain. So we got stuck underneath this production tent for a long time, and we were just playing basketball with trash the whole night, you know, talking story. But I learned a lot watching Scott Kahn, because they always have guest directors on the show. And in that scene, there's this old lady with a gun in a car, and someone's dead next to her in the middle of the street. I'm the paramedic waiting to give the person that got shot, you know, medical attention, but I can't get to her. Scott Kahn and Alex O'Loughlin come in as the cops, and they're like, well, what's the issue? And I'm like, suspect still armed. And the director couldn't figure out how to do the cut, and Scott's just yelling. He's like, it's fucking simple. You fucking film us here. You show us in our normal civilian our detective outfit. Then you cut. We have a bulletproof vest on. We're moving it. That's all you need. And the director's chain smoking in the street. And he's like, fuck it. Let's do it Scott's way. And Scott was right.
Well, Scott had you know, the apple didn't fall far, I don't think. His dad was.
Yeah, you figure these guys have done this so long. You know, at this time, he'd probably done what? At least 20 years of TV work, maybe less, 15.
I have a very interesting, quick Scott Kahn story to share, since you have that comment.
Yeah.
I used to play semi-pro baseball, and every year we would go out for tournaments in Vegas and Phoenix. And one year we were playing out in Vegas, and I didn't realize it at the time, but we went to the Hard Rock, and in the middle circle bar, Matt Damon was there. And
oh, wow.
We all went up to Matt Damon, and we bought him like a Amstel Light. We were drinking with him and shooting the shit with him. And over on one of the craps tables, I see, at the time, again, I didn't even know, really put 2 and 2 together, but it was Scott Kahn, and it was Affleck's brother, Casey Affleck.
Yeah.
And they're just leaning there, kind of watching, like, you know, trying to learn how to play craps. And it never clicked until about a year later they were there filming Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11, yeah.
I was like, that's crazy. Yeah. That's weird world. But so how the hell did you go from being an actor to a pilot of a submarine? Dude, you need to write a book, bro.
Yeah. No, the submarine thing happened. When was the recession in early 2000? Was it 2008?
Ish. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Well, I was in New York at the time, and my current girlfriend at that time, she was in Hawaii, trying to graduate from college. She was going to meet me up there, so I was setting up the apartment and all that stuff. And then the recession hit. She moved up there. She wasn't looking for work. She was just doing dance classes every day. And I had auditioned for a Circus du Soleil show. I was probably 26 at the time. I auditioned for a Circus du Soleil show 2 years before that. Turns out that show was held up because of building construction for their brand new theater.
Yeah.
Anyways, during the recession, when things were bad, they hit me up and they said, "Hey, can you audition? We're going to be in Hawaii." And I said, "No, I'm in New York. There's no way." And they said, okay, well, there's no chance. And I said, well, I left you a DVD. I don't know if you can watch that DVD, but it's got a lot of physical shows, you know, edited together that I did in theater. And luckily for me, they watched the show, the DVD, and they called me and they said, hey, we'll hire you. You willing to fly back to Hawaii? Because that's where the Circus du Soleil show was going to be. So I flew back. I left my girlfriend at the time. I pretty much broke up with her. I gave her 3 months of rent because she didn't want to move back. And I said, here you go. I'm done supporting us. I'm out of here. Yeah. So I went back to Hawaii, worked for Circus du Soleil show, like off branches of them. And that's when the recession hit. The recession hit during that show. The company lost their line of credit that was housing the show. We came in on a Friday to perform. They told all of us actors, they said, hey, make tonight your best. It's your last. That's how we found out that we were all not going to have jobs the next day. So we all drank because we had like 4 hours before the show started. We were debating if we were not going to do the show at all. We decided as a cast that it would be our last goodbye to each other. We went upstairs, we performed the show, and then everyone ran outside and they called their old jobs, trying to get their old jobs back. So the theater company that I left, they had been constantly messaging me saying, hey, we still want you to, come back. I messaged them, or I called them, and they were like, yes, you're hired. And then I had like that sinking feeling in my chest. I went, oh, I'm moving backwards. Yeah. Why am I going back to that theater company I worked for 7 years? So I remember talking to my dad about it, and he was like, oh, I work for this submarine company. Come check it out. So I went to check it out. I saw a hammerhead shark right up against my viewport while I was down there, and I said, fuck, this is cool. I was hooked.
Wait, what?
What?
Yeah. Hammerhead shark right up to my viewport, and the crew was like, that doesn't happen. We haven't seen a hammerhead out here in probably 12 years.
Oh, come on.
So it's not common off of Waikiki. But I remember I just was like, man, I've been indoors. When you work in theater, you're working 8 hours inside of a giant stage. You have no sunlight. And I was probably like 28 at the time. And I was like, I'd really like to just change things up. So I joined the submarine company because the reason they hired me was I was an actor. They were like, oh, this guy can narrate these tours.
Yeah.
So I started off as a tour narrator for many years. And then eventually, you learn on the job. And then I went and got more schooling while I was working there. I went to captain school. So that's how that all came in. But while I was doing that, that's when I switched from doing theater, and I was able to audition for all the stuff in Hawaii that was filming at the time. So Hawaii 5-0, there was another cop show before it called Hawaii, Lost, all these other shows. There was a nuclear submarine show called Last Resort. It lasted for like one season with Andre Brower from.
You're like, hello, I pilot one.
Yeah, well, I got on it as a sonar operator. Yeah. And, after my first episode was when they canceled the show. So I came in like episode 8 on the rival submarine that's hunting it down. Yeah, filmed it, it aired. And then we got the call and we were like, yeah, you guys are done. Yeah. So
to me, your story screams like, take the risk, take the jump. Don't be scared to like make a change, because it seems like all of this stuff you've kind of done like a leap of faith and done some, life has taken you in a direction maybe you're not expecting, but then it's really kind of all manifested into this, like it all still bridges together. It's all still connected in a way, it's really interesting.
No, it definitely does. And my motto in life has always been fake it till you make it, with everything. If you wait till you're fully prepared, you're never going to do it. Almost never going to do it. Yeah. But if you just jump in, hopefully you swim. And start swimming. Hopefully you make some distance.
So I'm going to steer back to the art thing really quick because selfishly I have a question because, I started, collecting. Then I started doing customizing toys and doing a lot of airbrushing and acrylic paint and stuff. But now one of my 2026 goals is to start casting. And we have a resin printer. So we're doing, printed resin, but eventually we want to do casting. So if you had to give one like tip or suggestion or something to somebody that's new in the resin game, brand new, I don't have equipment, anything, what would be your one best suggestion?
I'll give you a couple.
Okay.
Number one, start off simple.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, don't try to cast something that has 5 fingers spread out like this because of the vent and all that stuff, all the technicality of casting. I think there's a reason why a lot of people do blobs, like I call them blobs, but like resin toys, they're just kind of, you know what I mean? They don't have much shape to them. And that's where you should start. You should start. Because you'll understand how air moves, throughout the silicone mold, all that stuff. Definitely get a pressure pot. A lot of people that start casting, they go, pressure pot's kind of expensive. No, it'll save you so much money in ruin resin. It'll save you so much money because resin, I feel like, is the most, at least here in Hawaii, it's so expensive to get. Yeah. So the pressure pot, I would definitely invest in like one of the California pressure pots. You know what I mean? Whether you want to get a vacuum machine or not, that's up to you. I don't use one. I probably will get one in the future, but the pressure pot does pretty damn good. And then I'll give you a technical tip. Okay. So when you cast something, I'll use my vape. So if my vape, I'm casting this, and let's say this part's sticking out like an arm. If I cast it this way, and if I'm pouring this way, resin goes down, air bubbles go up. It's probably going to get trapped right here or something. It's going to cause a bubble. So vents, right, that people make?
Yes.
Okay. So this is mainly for the guys that are watching the resin casts. I talked to TJP about this at Collecticon. I used to vent things all the time, but it makes it really hard when you cut up in your molds. So a hot actor trick that I use, and I definitely did not invent this, there's got to be a billion other people that use it, but it works really well, is I'll take epoxy clay. I'll make a little tiny ball where I would normally put a vent, and I would stick that epoxy clay to the figure right there. So when my mold is, when I pour my silicone over it, it's going to have that little divot wherever the air would catch. So when I pour my resin, open the mold, pull it out, I just snip that off, sand it. I don't have all these long vent tubes going everywhere that I got to carefully cut out and match the mold to close. Makes it so much more simple to have your mold sealed than having all these vents that you got to find because opening silicone molds, man, you got to be strong sometimes. I'll be pulling them, trying to, put it against my leg, get the knife in there,
right?
Yeah, get the master out of the silicone. So that little thing of using little balls of, the epoxy clay hardens. It takes 2 hours for it to harden. Saves me so much time, and saves the molds from me overcutting them, trying to get out those vents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it works just the same. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Did you guys know about that? Did you guys, anybody do that here?
That's free, and that's free information, guys. You only hear that here first. DT4, you're only going to get that here.
I love it. Once I started doing that, my life just got so much easier.
Yeah, it's one of those work smarter, not harder.
Work smarter, not harder. I don't know about yeah, if this is the figure, which I designed this one by the way. If this was
it's cool.
This is one of my first vinyls that I ever made. It's Homer Simpson and Doraemon. So I call it Do-Ramon. But yeah, if you were to normally cast this in the traditional way, you would have a vent right here and a vent here, because that's where air would form. So instead, it would just be a little tiny ball of clay underneath it. So you got to imagine when you cut open the mold on the sides, so much easier to just pull it out.
Wow.
Slip off your resin,
easy to sand.
Sand it, done.
Awesome.
I have another creative process question for you.
Yep.
So, you go to a lot of the cons, especially like a decon or something. So when you're prepping for decon, how do you determine, which characters or LEs you're going to drop for that particular con? Is it based on something that's going on in pop culture in the world? Is it just your sketchbook and you find something, you kind of flip through and go, this is the one? I mean, how do you kind of come up with that, or is it varying,
I think it varies. There's never any true rhyme or reason. There is sometimes where I go, maybe this character's got some fatigue. I dropped it to the last 2 cons. I don't want to drop it here. But a lot of times it's just the pressure of the deadline, and my brain starts going, okay, what do you need to do? What would be cool? What would work? You know what I mean? I don't spend a lot of time on that. I used to write them all out on papers, I'm going to make 12 of my pufferfish guy. I'm going to do, and I never stuck to it. So I stopped doing that. now I just have my molds. I have so many molds done over the years that it's easy for me to put like 4 or 5 molds in one pot. I have 4 pressure pots, by the way. So that's how I'm able to get everything done in the time span. But yeah, so I'll open 1 pressure pot. I'll pour 4 molds, put it in there, seal it off. Alexa, set an alarm for 4 hours from now. Boom, open the next one. And I just go right until all of them are filled. And then I wait for the alarms. I start sanding other stuff. But like, yeah, as far as like choosing what the theme is, what the colorways are going to be, what the characters are going to be. Oh man, I don't think I ever actually like. I think it's all subconscious.
Yeah.
I want to say, I don't really like overthink it. You know, other than let's kind of shuffle around. If we did these guys here, let's give these guys a break. Let's do these guys next.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So your main job, you said, is 12 hours a day, right?
Yeah.
You're also shuffling all these projects. So I have a question. Have you ever worked on one of your figures while driving yourself?
That's a great question. I've done photos. I've done videos for advertising. But I've never, because I'm on the ocean and the environment out there, the climate, all that stuff, I don't bring resins to work. Like Fifth is amazing. Fifth will go to his job and he's a heavy machine operator and he'll bring boxes of resins and he'll sand and all that stuff. If I was to do that, I'm scared I would drop one, leave it in the ocean. Like I take my lunch breaks on a tugboat. It's not big. We have a bucket to use the restroom. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's kind of
pufferfish resins in the restroom bucket.
We now have another trivia question because Ezra Brown. We have the bathroom story from Ezra Brown and Best there in Home Depot, and now we've got a bathroom story on a tugboat.
Yeah.
Is it a Home Depot bucket though?
It's a Sodazorb bucket, which is a material we use to filter out CO2 in the air of the submarine.
All right, so
well, that's the other thing too. Is my job is a true 12 hours. I have no time off the clock. Also, that's the other reason I don't bring resins to work. When I'm not driving the submarine, I'm a surface officer communicating to the pilot that is, letting him know what the traffic on the surface is like so that he doesn't ever breach underneath one of those vessels. So if you're a co-pilot, you get to sleep, you get to take your lunch, take breaks. If you're a pilot, you don't really have a break. You're answering radios, eating your lunch while doing radio communication. Yeah.
And how long are you down at a time?
1 hour is the most. So we won't have the submarine underwater for more than an hour. We do about 8 dives a day. So 8 1-hour dives. And we shuffle. So I'll drive the first 2 and then somebody else will drive the next 2. And then I'll come back in and I'll drive 2 more.
Wow. What a fascinating life you've led thus far. I can't wait.
Have you seen any more hammerhead sharks since the first sighting?
I've seen one only in 17 years since that day.
Have you ever seen one of these while you were out?
I see a lot of that on the sub, but they're guests.
I bet.
wow.
They're cruise ship guests.
Wow.
All right, let's talk about 2026. What do you? Can we guarantee that we're going to see you at certain cons? What do you have coming up, and what do you want to promote?
I'm going to do Collecticon. I haven't started yet. My plan is to start February 1st. I've gone to this huge issue in Hawaii, which is getting resin. My resin supplier used to be Alumilite. Well, this Christmas, I did the Black Friday deal, which I was so stoked to get. They canceled my order. They didn't refund me for over a month. They won't ship to Hawaii no more. So I'm in the process of trying to find some new resin. But yeah, Elusive Arts has sent me down. He's texted me some numbers to call. Yeah. But yeah, Collecticon. I think I'm gonna skip the Philippines Toy Con this year. I went last year. That's mainly just to take care of stuff at home. My father, he's in his 70s. He's in the process of recovering from cancer. So that's the other reason I've been pulling back lately, is to really help him out. Yeah. But Decon, 100% going to Designer Con. And then I don't know, you guys might be the first to hear this. I might be taking a break for 2027. I want to take 1 year off just to come back stronger. And that year, I want to practice 3D sculpting. I want to have things set up in the garage. You know, I kind of want to just take a little hiatus just to get all the ducks in order to do the things I've really been wanting to do.
Nothing
Yeah,
wrong with
well,
that.
I mean, based off of what you told us, it's well worth it.
Yeah.
Like, well
Yeah.
deserved. Well deserved.
Well, there's so much more in the toy industry that I want to do, and right now I feel handcuffed by all the deadlines.
Mhm.
You know, I need to take a step back to get things set up in order to move on to some more ambitious resin projects in the future.
Yeah.
Are you will they or are they or will they ever be? Are your commissions ever open, and are they currently?
No, I stopped doing commissions a long time ago, and the main reason I stopped doing commissions is once it became a commissioned piece of art, you know, the artist's brain goes, "I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it."
Why is that? It's so hard. It's so
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah, you know, you just start finding reasons to not go in your room, and part of it's like I've dealt with people in the past that were difficult, you know, especially when I used to do illustration commissions.
Sure.
I had to make a template for myself saying after a while of just being ripped off, even by companies, of, well, if you're going to commission me, then you're going to pay this amount just for the sketch process. And it was cheap. It was like $20, whatever. If you decide by the fourth sketch that it's not up to your standard of what you envisioned, you know, then we're done. I keep the $20 from my time it took to do that.
Yeah.
If you decide, yes, it's a go, then it's 50% until it's completed. The rest of the 50% once it's done and shipped. Yeah.
After fully paid. Yeah.
Well,
guys,
I didn't want to do it no more.
You heard it. This is going to be a big year. So if you're going to Collecticon, you're going to Decon, if you have an opportunity to get a hot actor piece, probably might want to do it this year, because then there's probably going to be a couple year gap or a year plus gap that you're going to have to wait before you get another one. So big year here for, you know, collecting for hot actor if you are a fan out there. How can people best find you? Socials, websites, what's the best way to reach you?
Instagram, I will check daily. Well,
Okay.
almost daily. We're trying to.
And that's just at hot actor, correct?
Yeah, it's at hot_actor_.
Okay. What about this is a question that I always like to ask our guests, and we've touched on a little bit of it. But if you could go back to your younger self and you could give yourself one piece of advice, knowing what you know now, 20 years ago or whenever, what would that piece of advice be?
Always use condoms.
All right, fair enough.
Hey, I love that. I love that.
There we go.
Hey, you can't get more real than that. I love it. I love the realness.
That is our very first ever answer by an artist of that ilk, but I love it. That's great.
I mean, you know,
The
the man has produced
I like it.
amazing figures.
He knows what he's talking about.
Okay, so
If I was to give art advice to myself,
Yeah.
I would tell myself, don't stop drawing every day. Keep drawing every day. There's times where I wish that I would just, you know, especially when the iPad came out, go back to pencil and paper and just do at least one drawing every day.
yeah.
It's amazing. Well, you have quite the life you've led there, my friend. We learned a hell of a lot about you today. I'm in shock. The whole submarine thing's blown my mind.
Yeah,
still.
I'm blown away, actually.
Yeah, I think people always find that more fascinating than being an actor.
No, I love all of it,
No.
but I mean,
Y'all didn't know that? Y'all didn't know he was an actor in a submarine?
We've done a Hawaii 5-0 episode in the submarine that I drive, but I wasn't driving it. I was a captain for that episode, and they used our company. And I remember that whoever the assistant director was at the time, he was like, okay, which one of you is going to be the pilot? Which one of you is going to be the crew member? And the older gentleman that was an actual crew member with me, he goes, well, he's a pilot. And I was like 29, 30 at the time. So the director looked at me and looked at him. He goes, no, you're the pilot.
well, look at all I know is I'm going to Hulu or Peacock or whatever the hell's carrying those old episodes. And I'm going back and I'm looking now. I'm gonna find some of those episodes.
I'll text you which ones. There's not too many, but I'll text you.
Still, though, that'd be great, man. The funny part is I used to religiously watch that show.
Me too. I was a big fan. I was a huge fan.
I'm always amazed how many people really did. I mean, it lasted a long time, so
I
they
love
had
that.
a big fan
It
base.
just was. It was cheesy fun, but it was good. It was like, it was well done. It was, I don't know. The actors were good. Terry O'Quinn, I think, was in that too, right? From Lost fame.
From Lost? I never worked with him on 5-0. I don't know if he was on 5-0, but I did a theater benefit show with him once. And it was him and the guy that played Benjamin Linus on Lost.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember his name. God, he was so nice because he was the only guy that actually rehearsed with us actors. No one else from the cast rehearsed with us. They just showed up on the performance day.
Yeah.
But Terry O'Quinn, I just remember him sitting there going, God, I'm doing theater tonight. He goes, I haven't done theater in like 30 years. The last time I did a play, some lady sat in the front row going, wow, this is so lugubrious. So that was kind of
word of the day
that night.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna ask one more question and feel free to not answer. But now I know that you've been on some sets and you've probably seen some shit. You don't have to name an actor, but have you ever seen anything like wild that you can share?
I've never seen anything wild. I did see an actor have a blowout. Now I'm saying blowout because that's the way the crew kind of responded to him, but he was in the right. The writer wrote something in the script that did not make sense. Yeah. This is an ongoing series that the actor knew for a long time. He was the lead.
Yep.
And he kept on telling them, he goes, I'm not trying to be difficult, but this does not make sense. And he was 100% right. And when we went to the green room afterwards, because they took a huge break, he was so apologetic to me. And I was the pissant on the set that day. I'm the guest actor who has 3 lines.
Right.
But he was like, Reb, I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry. And I was like, no, dude, I understand absolutely what you're trying to say. You can't do your job if it doesn't make sense. And he even asked the whole crew there on set. He goes, am I fucking crazy? He goes, please, somebody tell me how this makes sense. And everyone was quiet. And he goes, no, I'm not angry. I'm genuinely asking. Somebody here, there's 40 of us in this room. Tell me, because I'm not getting it. And nobody said a thing.
Yeah, they're all just like, no.
Yeah.
We want to keep our job.
Yeah, and it was weird because we went back. We were filming at Trump Tower, actually. And the last 2 of the tallest floors were what we were using. They weren't fully constructed yet, but some areas were. So we were like in a hotel room just playing Mafia, the card game, waiting for them to go back and forth. Yeah, to figure out what they're going to do. And I didn't give a shit. I was having fun. I was playing with Jorge Garcia, playing Mafia. And I was like, hey, man, I'm getting paid. Dude, keep going. Yep. I'm cool. Yeah.
Man.
That was probably about the biggest one.
This was definitely one of our best interview this year so far. No, this was our best. This is definitely one of our favorite interviews because, man, I
wasn't the worst one this year.
You have had a fun life.
Yeah,
no kidding. Like a fun, interesting life.
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been great.
Wow. Look, we were excited to be here for more of it and continue to follow you and your journey because it seems like you are. Who knows what could be next? You could be in. Somebody earlier said, Dondo said, "Have you been to space yet?" This is the guy right here. He'll go.
I have one more crazy dream that the other reason why I'm taking a break for a year or 2, and it sounds crazy putting this out there, but I want to get on Survivor. I'm starting to.
You got to put it out there, man.
I'm starting to train. I'm starting to do all these weird balancing things, and running. Yeah. It's fasting for 12 days. I really want. That's my next goal is to get on Survivor.
Well,
we'll be there rooting you on.
Get out of it, and we'll put out positive vibes for you, man. That would be great.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, man. 2026 is going to be a fun year for Hot Actor, guys. Check them out if you're going to be in LA in April. You can see them at Collected Con. They're going to be mid-November in Vegas for DCon. You'll definitely get to see him there. And remember, he might be on Survivor in 2027. So you're going to have to get your pieces now.
I also just want to say, like you mentioned earlier, that you didn't like talking to people. Like you went from not talking to people to like going to be on Survivor in front of America.
People always say that too. They go, "Well, weren't you an actor?" I started smoking cigarettes. So same time I got into the theater company, 19. I started smoking cigarettes because they would allow the actors that smoked not to greet the audience afterwards. You were allowed to smoke to go in the back of the alleyway and just hang out there and smoke cigarettes after a show. And that was really because I just was like, well, I need someplace to hide. I don't want to talk to people. You know, I just was always shy. I was shy growing up, still shy to a certain extent.
Well, you're killing it now. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
you seem very comfortable. I do not sense shyness at all. So you're killing it. Yep. There you go.
It's all AI.
Well, we greatly appreciate your time today, man. We know you're a busy guy, so for you to dedicate that much time to us and the people who are going to watch this episode, we love
I'm
you.
blessed with the invite. It was very great talking to you guys. I really appreciate it.
And I promise I'll remember you next this upcoming decon. Promise.
It's okay if you don't. It's okay if you don't.
I'm just looking forward to sharing that carton of milk with you, buddy.
I'm gonna wear my Captain and Tennille hat just to make sure you recognize me.
Well, we will see you soon. I'll probably see you in LA in April, and we look forward to what you bring in 2026, my man. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Take care.
Awesome.
Appreciate
So
you, man.
nice to see you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Wow, fucking dude, his life is insane.
That's crazy. You know, it's funny because I was like, you know, making the little preview that we did. I was like, hot actor. Like, I'm gonna make a joke. He used to be an actor. Like, and is that how he got it? Somebody, you know, he was the hot actor.
Yep.
And then that's actually what it was.
Sure enough.
Yeah.
But not just that, he also drives a
Still is
submarine.
the hot actor. Let's just be honest. Come on.
Yeah. Yep. Wow. What a cool story.
Man, so good. So
Crazy.
good.
Crazy.
Guys, we got a few things to announce that are coming up that are going to be fun for y'all to participate in. Not all of it is DT4 related, but some of it is. Before we kind of jump into our exit here today, I do want to kind of give some love and shout outs to a few of our own. B. Saldana is going to be a guest just Friday, a week from Friday on another show that's dedicated to collectors called Fridays over on IG. So go check that episode out.
Dagos is one of the guys that's in that show, and he's actually in our chat. So
there you go.
Yep. So I will be over there January 23rd. And I've got some pieces dropping exclusively for that show that I've been working hard on. And so definitely check it out. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
Also, Rock's got a big, I don't know if it's ready to reveal, but he's got a big thing happening in February with a collab. I don't know, Rock, are you able to talk about that?
It's the first piece is on my Instagram, but yeah, we're gonna drop it during, which I haven't said yet. We're gonna drop it during the DT4 show, the show that he's on.
Let's go.
It's gonna be 10 pieces, all customized. We're gonna do his toy. I'm doing his toy, which is a great little toy. If you guys have not seen it, check it out on my Instagram.
A cool piece.
White boy, he is a really nice guy. We met at Decon, we hit it off, and he gave me one of his toys, and I'm like, dude, let's collab. And sure enough, so when we got him on the show, we're like, let's drop it during the show, so you guys will be able to grab them during the show. We'll show pictures and stuff like that leading up to it. So awesome. They're in my hands. They're starting the paint process. I got like 3 of them going at a time, so getting there.
Also, a couple of pieces, at least, I think. I'm not sure. I don't want to leave anyone out or whatever, so speak up if I am. But I know at least Rock and I are going to have a piece in the 100 versus 1 gorilla. EMB, are you guys in that show?
No, and it's my fault.
Okay.
Take full responsibility for that.
Damn it.
We may or may not have forgotten to fill out the form, but that's okay because you know what? We needed.
You know, there was a whole second where I was like, man, he invited me, but he never added me to the group chat, and I was all upset. And I saw people were they're like, hey, are you in the chat? And I'm like, no, man. And I'm about to contact Playful, and I go to the chat, and above, like where he wrote this long message above it, there was a form, and I was just like,
I said, did you
it's
fill
in
out
big black letters?
I didn't get a form. And I was like, it's above there.
Please fill out this form. Yeah.
The form. Yeah. It's called
all right.
Form.
Well,
so we will be there in spirit to support. And I cannot wait to see. I've already seen a few pieces. Shout out Mo Mix It. Oh my God, you guys.
That flying
if y'all haven't seen Mo's piece,
I can't look at it. I can't.
So good.
I told her.
Yeah, I've stayed out of the chat just because it's too intimidating. So I don't want to collapse within my own self and go, no, I can't do the
I
show
can't wait
anymore.
to see y'all's pieces.
Yeah, mine's definitely different. Mine is definitely something I've never done before. So we'll see.
That's good.
We'll see.
That's the best way to challenge yourself and continue to teach yourself new things. So
I
love
cut off
that.
the arm, so I have actually also pushed my boundaries. Cut off the arms. I'm going to be sculpting on it. It's going to be a new thing for me. So I'm excited about that too.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's
That
going to
is
be a great
awesome.
show. That's going to be a great show.
We've also got 2 shows coming up tomorrow, guys, on Whatnot. Check them out. We've got our friend Teely Rocky, who will also be a reverse 1-of-1 artist on Friday. So you get 2 doses of Teely Rocky this week on Whatnot.
Whoa.
And then the Space Lab Takeover by G and Nick. They got some dope ass pieces over there, guys. So go check that out. TJP fans, we got some TJP fans in this house and in this building. That's all I'm going to tease.
Bold about to cut your internet.
Yeah, I know. Bull's like, shut up. Anyway,
Love Bomb has some cool stuff coming up in February. I'll just leave that out there.
let's go.
I got a cool. Go ahead, but B.
There's a Cardi, the Cardi Artist annual charity show is also coming up in February.
Yep.
So we have a piece in that. Yeah, there's a lot of really fun stuff. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good year.
Yeah, it'll be a fun next couple of weeks. As far as DT4 goes, gang, please, again, subscribe, share, do all of that. And DT4_live over on IG is where you can find out everything. Our next episode will be 2 weeks from today. It will be with Jay Martin from Space Lab and Playful Gorilla himself talking about the 100 versus 1. That show is going to be epic. And I think they got a couple of surprises for us, too. There's going to be a few drop-ins potentially for that episode. And then on February 11th, you can bookmark this or put it in your calendar. We're bringing on Plastic Pizza, our friends over at Plastic Pizza, who we love. That'll be a fun episode. And then to round out February, that big epic drop with Rocking Toys and White Boy. So, guys, a lot of really cool stuff coming up. B already teased that she's got some banger stuff coming up for March for us. So definitely give us follows. In the meantime, go ahead.
Speaking of Space Lab, this came in today.
So cool.
Solid. This is solid resin. This thing must weigh a pound, I swear. But the very first in hands, I've seen it finally now that it's printed. Solid resin. You'll be able to put your character in there in the seat. It's all detailed out. It's hard to see in here, but
awesome.
So yeah, it stands up like this, like a space rocket's taken off, and it also sits on your desk like that.
Cool.
So,
and then it's just going to be different figures in the ship, or
you'll be able to put your figure in there. You'll be able to put mine. Like I have a couple characters that are already sculpted to fit in that seat.
Nice.
So that'll happen. And then we're actually going to do a show at the Space Lab with the space rocket. So sometime coming up in this year, we're going to have a show with artists to be able to play on these things. So should be fun. But that came in today. I was super excited. He even sent me a little guy.
Well,
So,
Rock,
I want to turn it into a real drone.
it's pretty damn cool.
that would be actually just make like put the wings under it, just have that thing flying around.
He's custom.
It might be too heavy, according to what he said. So
this thing is heavy. Yeah.
Paperweight. So Rock, since you're showing that, what else do you have coming up that you want to talk about in the next few weeks?
I'm still working on the Arlux collab with all the new version of the Cyber Skull.
Okay.
So those are still getting painted up. I'm gonna have a huge birthday show. My birthday's in February. I'm gonna have a huge Whatnot show.
I love birthdays.
I am gonna be slashing like there's no other to get rid of some of these toys that I just have stacked up that I'll never display, and they're not doing me any good sitting in boxes. So I'm gonna let you guys get some great deals. It's gonna be just don't miss the show, because if you're into, I'm looking up at stuff up here, Christopher Luke. Like a lot of this stuff is just it's not displayed.
How dare you get rid of your Christopher Luke stuff? How dare you?
It's going. It's not doing. I'm not seeing it. It's in a box. So,
okay. Well,
yeah, be ready for that. What else? The White Boy show. We just did a thing with Mischief Toys. Did the Charlie Brown? That was crazy.
That was cool.
Sold out in like 3 seconds, and I must have gotten, and I've never gotten this many messages before in my life wanting more of these toys. I just didn't have them. They didn't send me very many DIYs. So thank you, whoever supported me on those. I appreciate that. And that was a fun one because they have a great following, guys. Mischief Toys has an insane following. And it doesn't matter what the figure is, they're going to buy it. They want it. They want that toy. So
we're doing a lot of artist collabs this year too, it looks like.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very cool.
Yeah.
And then you got another cruise coming up?
I leave Friday. Well, Friday morning I'll be on the ship. So I leave 0400 on Friday morning. So
all right, what's the over under on Rock taking cruises in 26?
There's already 3 booked. So there's already
I was going to set it at 3.5. I was going to set it.
I'm going to say at least 7.
I was going to say 6. So yeah, 6 or 7, you know.
Oh God.
I knew that was coming.
Hey, I just want to shout out everybody that is in the room. If it's you guys first time in here, or if you're a frequent flyer of DT4, we just appreciate you being here. Thank you. That number on the top that, says how many people are in this room, it really does mean a lot to us. So thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting these artists. Thank you for everybody that shared our story. Just continuing to support DT4. We appreciate y'all. We cannot do this without you. We wouldn't want to do this without you. So we love you guys.
Frankie, you can go on any cruise you want with me, buddy. I got an extra bed. So it's
Lord, Frankie already claimed my spot in our bed. So
Frankie will
whoa.
No. He's taking my spot with E. He and E are.
Oh my, that was
whoa again.
Yeah.
Whoa,
romance.
Yeah,
it happens. How about you guys? EB, you guys talked a little bit about some of the stuff you got coming up. Anything in the next week or two other than the things you've already shouted out?
Nope. Just I'm really working on trying to knock out, these. I will have at least 5 to 6 customs up for grabs. They will be available through a duck race. I'm hopefully getting another piece that would be a 1-on-1 custom that would be auditioned for that show. And fingers crossed, I might have something really super exciting, but we're working on it. And then, next month is going to be Love Bombs month. So we're going to be putting some pieces out there, and things are going to get, exciting really fast. So
we'll also have a Love Bomb reveal from the big Toys for Tots show at some point too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that'll be fun. All right. Well, yeah. Next couple weeks for me is just grinding. I've got the Whatnot shows back up and running. Took a couple weeks off, which was well needed. I kind of went under the radar and took a little hiatus and just shut myself down, which was definitely needed. But came back this past week, and now every week moving forward, 1 of 1 is coming back. Reverse 1 of 1 this year. I've got an insane lineup of artists for the first quarter already. So if you guys are fans of the 101 segment, check it out. And if you guys are artists that are out and about and in the chat or whatever, and you are creators and you want to send some DIY platforms my way to be featured, send them my way, hit me up. If you want to be a 101 artist, if you're comfortable customizing a toy and you've never been on, hit me up. If you're a previous 101, you want to be a reverse 101, hit me up. I think you get the theme. That's it. Otherwise, I'm putting together my piece for the Playful show and then working my butt off on it.
Can you give me a teaser what it's going to be? Or
I'll tell you the concept. So it's, unfortunately it's, there's going to be, with 100 artists, you're going to get a lot of commonalities and some very, very unique things that we've seen. But I am doing a Donkey Kong piece, but I am going to have something, a little twist to it. I'll leave the twist as a couple twists as a tease. I'll leave that as a little surprise, but it is Donkey Kong themed. So
I want to see, I hope that they do all 100 pieces or whatever. I hope they do I don't know, like a fly, somehow I want to see them all together. Cause that 100 pieces.
I don't know how they're going to fit 100 pieces in there for a show.
He'll do crazy. It. He's very creative. You guys know that. I mean, he's
so cool. Yeah. I'd love to see it.
I'm not saying he's not going to do it. I'm just saying it's going to be a lot of pieces.
Or somehow a post with all flyer. Of them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that would be a long reel.
It's like movie credits.
Yeah, right. It's a trailer. That's right. 2.5 minutes long. Let's go. Anyway, but that show's going to be epic, and so many. And I also like that he's got really artists from all different, stages of their journeys. Some new people who have just been doing it for a little while, veterans, some of the biggest names you've ever heard of, and everything in between. It's great. It'll be fun.
And anything that Playful is involved in, anything that Space Lab is involved in, it's already a win. And and the artist guest, the artist list is insane. I haven't even seen it all, but I know that it's a massive lineup. So I cannot wait to see it.
That'll be good. That'll be fun.
All right. Well, this week, guys, tomorrow, go check out Space Lab. Go check out Teely Rocky. Friday over on Whatnot, check out me. And then Saturday over on Whatnot, check out E&B. And then sometime in February, hopefully Rock can get his bookmarks going for his big birthday extravaganza. And we will be back in 2 weeks with Playful Gorilla and Jay Martin and some surprises for the 100 versus 1. Rock, why don't you get us the hell out of here?
Yeah, let's get out of here. Everybody be safe. Please stay happy. And gosh darn it, guys, be nice to each other in 2026.
Nice.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.